Hi everyone and welcome to the Hexi Time CAL. Now for those of you who aren't familiar with the term CAL, it means crochet along, and that basically means that I will release a pattern in parts and we will all make the same thing together at the same time. If you'd like to connect with everyone else participating in the CAL, you can join our Source of Fibre community Facebook group. This will allow you to connect with everyone else. You can join the group chat, you can share your progress, and you have access to any pattern support if you need it. I will leave the link to our Facebook group in the description down below. Now, before we get started, there are a few things you should know. Firstly, the written pattern for every part of this CAL will be available on the Source of Fibre website, and I highly recommend you go and download it because this includes everything you need to know, like yarn requirements, sizing info, and most importantly, size specific instructions. This pattern is in US terms, so please remember that when I'm referring to different stitches throughout these tutorials. As you may already be aware, this is a hexagon cardigan, so we will be making 2 hexagons and then sewing them together, which will create the body and the sleeves of the cardi. Now the cardigan is designed to have about 25 centimeters positive ease, which means it is designed to be super oversized. So if you do prefer a closer fitting cardigan, I recommend going down a size. It is also designed to be slightly cropped, so if you do want to add extra length, that's totally fine. There will be instructions included, but just keep in mind you will require extra yarn. The only stitches you're going to need to know for this pattern are the chain stitch, the slip stitch, the single crochet, and the double crochet, so all nice and easy. Again, just a reminder, these are all in US terms. As for materials, you are going to need a 6mm and an 8mm crochet hook, some stitch markers, a needle for sewing in your ends, some scissors, and of course your yarn. I will be using Source of Fibre's Aaron and Eve in the colour Macaroon. I will leave the link to this yarn in the description down below, but just remember to go and check out the written pattern for all your individual yarn requirements relevant to the size you are making. Now that that's all out of the way, let's get into part 1. All right, so to get started, we are going to take our yarn and our hook. I'm using our Aaron and Eve in the colour Macaroon and an 8mm hook. We're going to start off with a slip knot, of course, and we're going to pop that onto our hook, and then we want to chain 4. Once you've done that, we're going to slip stitch into the first chain to create a loop. Just like that. You should have a little hole in the middle, and then we're going to chain 3. Now this chain 3 will count as our first double crochet, and that will continue throughout the whole pattern. We're then going to complete 2 double crochets into this loop, so finding that hole again and going in with 2 double crochets. We're then going to chain 2 and complete 3 more double crochets into that loop. I should also mention that it's a good idea to crochet over the top of this tail because at the end you'll be able to pull that nice and tight to close up this hole in the middle. We're then going to chain 2 and we're going to repeat that exact same step 4 more times. So we're going to complete 3 double crochets into the loop and chain 2. So go ahead and repeat that step until you have 6 clusters in total. So we've got 1, 2, 3 clusters at the moment. We want to have 6 altogether. Okay, so here I am at the end. I have got my 6 clusters. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm now just going to complete the last chain 2. Now we want to go into the top of that first chain 3 and slip stitch to join the round. And now you can pull that tail that you hopefully crocheted over, and that will close up that hole in the middle. Now, if you didn't crochet over it, it's not a huge deal. You may just have to go in and sew that end in and tighten up that hole in the middle, but it's not the end of the world, so no stress. Now what you want to do is chain 3 and we're going to turn our work. So flip it over just like that. You now want to find that chain 2 space, so this hole here, and we're going to go in there with 2 double crochets. Now again, that first chain 3 will count as your first double crochet, so that's why we're only doing 2 in that space. And there you've got your first cluster of round 2. Now we're going to chain 2 and complete 3 more double crochets into that same space. We're then going to find that next chain 2 space and complete 3 double crochets into there. Chain 2 and complete 3 more double crochets into that same space. We're then going to repeat that step all the way around until we get back to the beginning. So going into that next chain 2 space with 3 double crochets. Chaining 2 and completing 3 more double crochets in that same space. So repeat that all the way around and I will meet you back here. All right, so I've just finished my last cluster of the round and we're now going to slip stitch into the top of that chain 3 to join. We're then going to chain 3 and turn our work. Again, we're going into that first space there with another 2 double crochets. And then we're going into this chain 2 space with another 3 double crochets. We're then chaining 2 and completing 3 more double crochets into that same space. Then we're going to find that space between those next 2 clusters and we're going in with 3 double crochet. Then finding that next chain 2 space and going in with 3 double crochet. Chaining 2 and completing 3 more double crochet in that same space. Now we're just going to repeat that once again all the way around. So you're going to be completing 3 double crochets in that space between the clusters. Then once you get to that chain 2 space, you're going in with 3 double crochets, chain 2, and then 3 double crochets to create that nice corner, which is then going to help give us that beautiful hexagon shape. So I'll go ahead and finish this round and then I'll show you what it looks like at the end. And then we're basically just going to be repeating that round over and over and over until our hexagon is as big as we need it to be. All right, here I am at the end of round 3. I've just finished my last cluster. Now we're going into the top of that chain 3 to join the round. Again, we're then just chaining 3 and turning our work. Now we're just going to repeat round 3 over and over and over until our hexagon is the correct size. You can refer to the written pattern for this. Otherwise, if you're just freehanding it, you basically want to continue until you have reached your desired sleeve depth. And how you can tell if you've reached your desired sleeve depth is by folding your hexagon in half. Obviously, this is on a very small scale, but just to give you an idea of what we're looking for is you want to fold your hexagon in half so you get this L shape. And then this section here is going to be your sleeve, and this is going to be your body, or vice versa. It doesn't matter. They're both going to be exactly the same. So you want to continue working your rounds of your hexagon until you have reached your desired sleeve depth. So this part will keep getting bigger and bigger. Once you fold it in half and think, yep, that looks pretty good for my sleeve depth, then you can stop. Okay, but again, there will be more detailed instructions in the written pattern, so I do recommend going and downloading that. So go ahead and repeat round 3 until your hexagon is the correct size. Just keep in mind that the spaces between the corners here will get more and more as your rows go on. So we only had to crochet between clusters once in the previous round, but you'll see here that in the next round, so round 4, we're going to have 2 until you get to your corner space. So basically the corner spaces will get further and further apart. So just remember that. But go ahead and repeat that, and I will meet you back here once my first hexagon is done. All right, so here we have my first completed hexagon. It's quite large, so I've just laid it on the floor so you guys can see. Now, again, if we fold this in half, so we get that L shape, just like that, you will see that it is now starting to come together. This will be the sleeve, so I'm happy with this sleeve depth, and then this will be my body. Both are exactly the same because we've been working in rounds. So now you want to go ahead and make another hexagon exactly the same as this, and then come back for part 2 where we will be joining them together and adding in some extra rows for some extra width across the body.